Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Bear's Workshop. We are doing the 255th flyover of the Nikola site in Coolidge, Arizona. Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome back. We are going to take a quick look at the stock. We're going to take a quick look at the video. Then we're just going to leave because it's New Year's Eve and everybody's got things to do. So let's start off the new year by, let's start off the new year by hoping this stock goes up because that's where we're at from yesterday. Opened at 229. The high got up to 232 and closed at 216 with a low of 212. Sounds like a weather forecast almost. Let's hope we don't get into weather forecast numbers because that would be bad. So let's get right off of that because JJ doesn't want to see it, and frankly, I don't think anybody does. But I think after this new year, we're going to have a lot of deliveries. We're going to have these trucks finally go somewhere. And I'll tell you what, they haven't gone anywhere. I did not do a side-by-side comparison, but it looks like we're pretty close to the same amount of trucks. And I will tell you the highest number we saw, because we'll probably find out shortly anyway. The highest number that we saw was 255. And I think they're really focusing on the fuel cell trucks right now and getting them going. They know how to make the battery electric. They know that they can't really sell them as quickly as they'd like because of the infrastructure, and the battery pack's costing $1 gazillion to put together right now. So once that is handled, I think these sales are going to start going. I think also it's going to start going tomorrow because that is when the government incentives start to kick in, and it's going to make a difference on the price of these trucks. Williams says the stock is cheap. The stock is cheap. It is very cheap. Let's see. Driving change series canceled. I did not hear that, but I suppose that's a possibility. Let's see. Mr. TruckTube says he's seen 2 Nikola trucks in person, in person, probably in the wild, as we call it. Whenever we see one in the wild, we count that as a spotting. Yesterday, I had 2 Lucids in the wild spotted, which was the first time I've seen 2 in a day. As you can see, we're flying over the test track, headed in. And I will tell you right now, there was almost no activity going on at the site. Everyone is off. Construction people are off. Nikola employees are off. Taking the day, and probably taking tomorrow also, because it's a holiday. Let's see. Will we get an end of the year flyover for Lucid? We do have a Lucid flyover. We don't have the live stream of it, but we do have a flyover, and that will be coming within the next few hours. As soon as we get some voiceovers done for that, we will get that posted. Now, on the left-hand side, you can see the mobile charging trailers are still there. In the middle of your screen, you can see all the trucks are still there. Maybe there's a few missing here and there. It's very possible. But for the most part, it looks like we're pretty close to what we were at on Tuesday. So the expectation that all of these would disappear did not happen. But it probably has to do with the fact that incentives kick in about 8 hours. JJ is wondering if anyone has seen the hydrogen hub stations, the 3 that are in California, that to see if the construction there has started. I have not heard anything. JJ said, Sandy Moreau has stated the port of LA is filled with Nikolas. Now the question is, are they filled with Nikolas working there, or are they filled with Nikolas getting shipped out, which could be interesting. I don't think they're being shipped overseas. Elon says, Dear Bear, when Trevor Milton is back? Right after Never, I hope. He's going to be sentenced in January, in the next couple of weeks. I don't know the day. And not really paying much attention to that. He is not a factor in Nikola's future. No matter what. He is appealing his his guilty verdict, saying one of the jury members had a conflict of interest, had stated a bunch of, during their interviews to become jury members, stated that they don't get on social media or something, and apparently this person was on social media a lot. So they're trying to appeal it, but I think that will probably not work out for them. Sacer or Saucer says, yes, I can confirm LA Port has a lot of Nikolas. You'll see them regularly. I guess those are the ones from Kunkat had at their yard. Okay, sounds like they're working. That's good news. That's good to know. And the Nikola trays fit in perfectly for a port where they can just keep charging them up, using them for a very, very short range, charge them up, move things around. Good use of them there. Though they do have range of, the range is 330 miles, I believe 320, 330, something like that. So they could obviously go a lot further. And who knows how many miles they drive in a day going back and forth. I can't imagine it would be that much though. So there we see all the trays. One of those trucks is number 255. That is the highest number we saw. It could be more. We can't read every label on there. Sometimes the papers are bent, twisted, turned, fallen down or something. But the ones that we could see, sorry, Deeps, that just choked me up right there. The ones that we could see, 255 was the highest. Deeps, I think he's being sarcastic. They do need Milton back. I can't imagine what for. It's not like he knows how to design any of this stuff. Are all the FCEV betas gone? No, I think right here we can see a couple. We're zooming in. There's two right here. Those are the... Let's go back just a hair. Okay. These two are betas. I think the rest of these that we're looking at are alphas, just based on the carrier in the back for all the fuel cell stuff. But those two are the current betas. And if we zoom in on this, that just has a Nikola tag on it. So I would say that most of them are gone because there was plenty more than what we're looking at right there. Nikola raised more cash. What is it for? My guess is that they want to maintain enough solvency for 1 year in the future. So that's probably what that's for, to replace the cash that they've spent in this quarter. When they complete phase 2, will they actually manufacture the cabs in Coolidge, Arizona instead of Europe? What will the factory extension be used for? The factory extension is to speed up the line, to add a more in-depth, complex production line, because right now they have 15 stations. And what this will do is they'll actually have a line for the cabs, for assembling the cabs, not for actually creating them there. I think for a while they're going to be getting them from Iveco, but I think as soon as they can, they will start manufacturing the cabs. But I've seen the designs or the layout of the production line in the future, and it does have a line for the cabs themselves, but that could be for the assembly of the cabs and putting in their custom work, like the items that might have their logos and specific things that are different from the Nikola tray than the Iveco S-Way. So this expansion is to increase their capacity and make I think it's to give them up to 60 jobs per day, and a job would equal one truck. So once that is, that phase 2 is fully built out, that's where the production level would be. JJ's looking forward to pre-production FCEV deliveries like TTSI did last December for the BEV tray. Yeah, and you know what? These really could be coming soon, because there is the expectation that they're going to start delivering the final fuel cell truck 2023. Tomorrow, I'll say this year, but right now I'm going to say next year. Sounds far off when you say next year, but that is just a mere few hours away. Unless you're in Australia or other places, it is already next year. You can see the stockpile of empty boxes, and then you can see the stockpile of full crates on the left-hand side that have parts in them that are awaiting assembly. Elon says, how much employees does Nikola have? They are around 1,000. I'm not sure of the number, the exact number right now, but they are approximately 1,000 Nikola employees. Now, as you can see, there's the parking lot for the employees with the solar panels, and that is completely empty. So everyone's got the day, and they're out celebrating. Maybe they're all at home watching this video right now. Speaking of watching this video, while we're flying around, if you could go and hit that like button, because there's 51 of you guys on, and there's only 20 likes. So I know JJ hasn't hit the like button, so I really wish he would. You know, it's not that I can see it, but I just feel it. Feel it in my heart. JJ's not hitting that like button lately. There's been no news of Walmart or Wegmans. There hasn't been much in the way of news. Nikola does keep their mouth shut on a lot of things until they're ready to announce it. And I know that because I know that there has been sales that have not been announced. So I think, who knows, maybe after the new year they'll make some announcements, because people will be jumping on board because of the incentives. JJ says, Tesla's down 70% year to date. Can we call them a scam now as well? JJ's point is that Nikola's down 70%, or actually more than that. People are calling it a scam. So why not say the same thing about Tesla? Well, I don't think either one of them are scams, and neither is JJ, though he is no fan of Tesla. According to government's hydrogen map locations, I would have to drive 950 miles to fill up. Yeah, that's someone deep. You're someone who now trusts the government. That's good. There are hydrogen stations out there, and there are hydrogen station infrastructure that is being built. And there's 3 locations in California. There's going to be about 12 in Arizona, with one big production area in the southwest area of Phoenix, outside of Phoenix, where they bought their 950 acres of property, around 950. I only use that number because you said that, Deeps. There are things in progress being built with TC Energy, Eon, out in Europe. JJ says that the Nikola 2 is supposed to have that range. Well, I don't think it's going to matter. There's going to be hydrogen filling stations, and they really should be opening up this year, especially if they plan on selling that fuel cell truck. So things are going to have to get pumped up and moved quickly to get that done. And I think it's going to happen. They've got a lot of partners on board that are helping them do this, and it's going to happen. So hopefully they can get these good locations to get trucks from point A to point B to point C and so forth, and get them done quickly, because it is definitely needed in order to get these fuel cell trucks sold. All right, I see that 18 of you hit that like button after I begged. So here's another beg. Okay, so over there we can see 6 of the HVAC units. They've been sitting out there for a while. They're going to need more than 6 for that area that they've expanded to. This out here is Hauser Road. They've been working on this for a while. It's mostly complete, but they just have to finish the section on the west side. Connor says he got word from a friend at Rivian they hit their end of year production goal, and that's fantastic for Rivian. It's good to see them meet the goals. I like to live the Rivian truck. It is a little small. Doesn't mean that I wouldn't get one day, but right now it's not on my list. Deep says they really need to get that TA deal going. Yes, they do. I would like to hear some updates on the different deals that they have, like with TA, with TC Energy. Find out what like the plans are, what the progress is. Same thing with Eon. JJ says that they already started in Ontario. And there you can see the backside of all these trucks that have been sitting here. Really hoping to see them disappear real soon. It's good to see the trucks and the fact that they can produce them in numbers, but would love to see them start getting delivered. Once they start getting delivered, we may actually start seeing them on the road and not just for testing. The station being built in Ontario is a TA Petro station. So JJ, how long have they started that? How long ago? Are we looking at it being done soon, or did they just break ground? What do you know, JJ? What do you know? Since no one was at the site today, or barely no one, we got in low, got a nice shot of the trucks, because, hey, it looks pretty cool. And keep in mind, every one of those trucks are battery electric. Let's see. Deep said, Travel America is in Ontario, question mark? Like, wouldn't it be called like Travel Canada or something? Let's get that out of the way. Let's bring this back to about there. We are going to keep today's video short because it's New Year's Eve. I got places to go, people to see, things like that. Sacer would like to see a collaboration in the future between Nikola and Lucid to make the Badger. Who knows, anything is possible. Yeah, I don't think that one's possible. I don't think the Badger is coming close to ever. Oh, Ontario, Canada. JJ's talking about Ontario, Canada. William asks, have they cleared the lot at Lucid yet? No, they have not. I did a rough count on the southeast lot, around 1,400 cars sitting over there, and then on the north end where they come out of the building when they're produced, looking at probably another several hundred there. JJ, if you want me to do a 24-hour countdown to New Year's live stream, that's going to require mega super chats. And you can experiment and see how much will get me to keep talking. But it's really not going to happen. I'm not going to sit on here for 8 hours. Or actually, at the turn of the hour, I could do a New Year's Eve celebration for every single hour that goes by for each time zone. There's some of the test trucks out there. You got all the mobile charging trailers. You actually have chargers set up with generators. You've got the trailers right there, like that one right there. Those trailers are brand new trailers. They have been there for a while, but they are ready to go. And again, that's probably going to be tied into some sort of incentive. Speedy Mitch says, Bonya Anye, Bonya Sante. I don't know what that means, but it's probably something like Happy New Year. And then the flag, which I could barely see. And I'm sorry, I don't recognize your flag. That's kind of embarrassing. But Happy New Year to you too. William asks if I believe that they'll meet their goals for production or delivery at Lucid. Lucid does not have any guidance for deliveries. They only put out guidance for production, which was 6,000 to 7,000. And I believe that they are going to get that. And I feel like they're going to get it by a couple hundred, to be honest with you. If they didn't, if they weren't, I have a feeling there would have been people working today if they were close. So either they missed it by a lot, or they already hit it, because there was not a lot of people working at Lucid today either. There were some people, but not, I don't think, enough for a production line. Nobody has said any numbers as far as what they've sold and what and or not delivered. No numbers have been released yet. Speedy Mitch is optimistic that Nikola will go up to $125. Yep. That's I would love it to, but it's not going to. JJ expects Lucid to contract Nikola FCEVs to deliver their vehicles in 2023. I think it would be a good look if they did that. Maybe not a good look if they got the Tesla semis, but if they did that, it would it shows more interest in being carbon neutral or getting towards that. So French, okay, thanks, Mitch. I'm sorry that I didn't recognize the flag. I only recognize flags with like stars on it, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, there we can see all the FCEVs that are still remaining. There's probably, I think they're supposed to make in the neighborhood of like mid 30s for the fuel cells, and there's only 2 left that I see. Connor says, "Good God, Nikola 135. My God, you're out of the ballpark. Probably under 50 or even 20." I'd be satisfied with 20, to be honest with you. Deep says, "We need nuclear creating hydrogen." Yeah, that sounds. Try and imagine putting like nuclear generating stations all over the place. The security, and you got to have them away from people. I don't know. I don't think that would work out. That area right there, we believe, is possibly an electric substation, though it's starting not to look like it with that large concrete structure that looks like it's going to be coming up there. That's a pretty decent foundation for what would just be an electrical substation. So now it makes me wonder, but we're going to have to see in the next couple of weeks what starts coming out of the ground over there. Maybe I'll get a call from somebody who'll tell me. All right. So just so you guys know, we are, like I said, we are going to cut it short today just cause it's New Year's Eve and I have beer to drink and people to meet, stuff like that. So I'm getting pretty excited. I don't know about you guys, but I'm going out and I never get to go out. So anybody doing anything good for New Year's? Are they celebrating by buying their first EV, maybe? Or just going to have a night where you don't remember anything? I'm past that. That was when I was younger. Tom says, any news with Zeem is going to take possession of the 100 trucks. Haven't heard any news. So it's very possible that all these trucks could literally ship out tomorrow or start shipping out tomorrow. Now, it won't happen tomorrow because it's New Year's Day, but they could start shipping out very soon. Most EV cars and trucks are having a hard time selling because of economy crisis. I don't know. I'm not so sure about that because I still see EVs at dealerships with large markups on it, and the dealerships are getting them sold. So, like, let's see, I was at a Ford dealership last week. No, I was at one this week. There's 4 Mach-E's there. They all had $10,000 markups. And I'm pretty sure people are buying them because they want to get them. To me, it's not cost effective to do that. But they're selling them. I still can't find an EV6. Haven't really looked that hard, but I've been in Kia dealerships this month. There's no EV6s lying around. They're selling them. They still have production issues. And I know that the wait time has gone down for Teslas and for other cars, but it's still, there's still a backlog. JJ says, Bear has bought 69 cars in 2022. You know what? I have not bought 69 cars, but my last car was bought 2 days ago. My last 2 cars were bought 2 days ago. I'm not going to say what kind they are because I want to hold back on that for something else. Um, but my total car count for the year for purchasing, I think, was 24. I think could have been 25. I'm gonna have to double check, but I think we're at 24 cars bought. And keep in mind, one of them died, so that there was a replacement in there. Deep says, I mean, burning fossil fuel to create hydrogen to turn into electricity isn't logical. Just burn the fossil fuel in the vehicle. I agree with you for the most part, though there are different levels of hydrogen and how green they are. There's a color scale that probably has 50 colors going from cleanest to dirtiest on hydrogen. And of course, burning coal to create hydrogen is just kind of stupid. I mean, that's true. If you're looking at it as environmentally conscious, it's stupid. If you're looking at it because you want a hydrogen truck that's going to have less maintenance and less cost, total cost of ownership is cheaper, and you're the end user, you may not really care where it's coming from, as long as your total cost of ownership is cheaper. Speedy called me a car addict. Hey, now we're name calling. Tyler says, why would anyone overpay for a Mach E when you can just order a Tesla? Indeed. My car in Canada got his Model 3 delivered in 2 days. Well, that's pretty good. I ordered a Mach E, and I ordered it in mid-March, and I got it at the end of November. The last Tesla that I ordered was earlier this year. It was February, and I got it in June or July, and that was a Model S. That wasn't too bad of a wait. JJ says, I am single-handedly keeping up the economy. I'm doing my part. IMEL says, rest in peace, Blue Challenger. That was the car that didn't make it through the year. And I'll tell you, a lot of my cars got into accidents or some sort of collisions. We have one car that's currently down, still in the shop, waiting on parts, waiting on a headliner of all things. $15,000 worth of damage. The left rear was smashed. All the airbags blew. The suspension on the left rear axle had to be replaced. And only thing we're waiting on is a headliner. And the car's been done for at least a month, but we're waiting on parts. Thank you, supply chain. Deep says, you know the cost difference between green and not? Well, it's hard to... I don't know. Obviously, if you burn with coal, it's going to be a lot cheaper. But electricity, at the same time, is going to be much more expensive. But solar-powered electricity is going to be cheaper. Your initial cost to create that type of situation is going to be more because of everything that you need to create that amount of electricity, and you'll need a farm, a decent farm for the electricity that you'll need. So up front, it's going to cost more. Down the road, it's going to cost less. Every day that goes by that you're not using some sort of fossil fuel is another day where you really haven't spent money. Speedy gave me a thanks for what I'm doing. No problem. We kind of enjoy doing this. Tyler says, how do your other electric cars compare to Tesla? For me, nothing is even close to Tesla. I went into buying these cars very biased and thinking that none of them were going to be even close to Tesla. And after I've had the Mach-E just over a month, we've had the Ioniq for 6 months, the Polestar for about 6 months. I'm going to say that Teslas are still light years ahead, not light years. They're still way ahead of all the others. The Ioniq is probably my least favorite, just because the main thing is that the regenerative braking has to be turned on every time you shift gears, and that's as annoying as crap. And I feel like I'm going to run over my dog because I start rolling backwards when I put it in reverse. And my dog's really stupid, and he'll stand behind the car. So that happens to be very annoying and very frustrating with the car, and the user interface is horribly complicated. The Polestar is horribly simplified, where it's not simple in the sense that the Tesla is simple, because it is minimalistic, but there's just things that are lacking on it. And they built that car more to be to look good on the inside, but it is functionally obsolete. The center console is massive and takes up too much space. Where the Hyundai Ioniq, it's wide open and it almost feels like you're in a minivan. The Polestar is probably the one that comes closest to the Tesla as far as driving and the regenerative braking. The regen on that is very, very good. Not as good as a Tesla. Ioniq is last. The Mach-E, I am still trying to figure out their regen braking. There's 3 levels, but they're all tied into your speed mode. So if you got slow, medium, and fast, it's not what they call it. Slow almost has no regen. Medium is okay regen, and fast is almost adequate, but not. It's not close to the Teslas, and sometimes I feel like I don't have regen when I'm driving. Someone whose name I will never in my life be able to pronounce. It's like Nikenyi Nachi Quineoso. I know I messed that up. Will you be doing a Lucid video later? Yes, we will. So Tyler, I hope that answers your question. I could probably go into a lot more detail on the things that I hate about all the cars and the things that I love about all the cars. JJ says, Mike Duchesne mentioned there were similar events that happened for the BEV were going to happen to the FCV next year. See you inside the factory in March and June. I'm hoping so. I've heard that they are planning on doing another event around April for press, and that's what I get in on. So I'm hoping I get an invite. I think I will. It was hinted that I would, so I'm hoping that stays that way. That Prez just showed up. Oh my goodness. All right. What's my top 3 manufacturers in order for EVs? Tesla's going to be tops. No question about it. And their top 3, I think I would actually put Polestar number 2 and the Mach-E number 3. The Mach-E's got a lot more features, a lot more functional. I enjoy being in that car a lot more than the Polestar, but I'm still not sure on that regen braking and how I like it. I'm also not happy with the range on the car. It's supposed to be 250. I've never seen it say more than 234, and sometimes I'm at 100% and it's just barely above 200. So I want to see how that goes when things warm up a bit and see if that's a little bit better. The Ioniq drives good once you've done all the settings, but just not happy with that regen braking. And there's several other things. Stop that, JJ. You will get banned. You will get blocked forever if you say that ever again. I'm not even going to repeat it. Dirty my mouth. Did we all discuss the latest Nikola subject weighing on the stock price? No, we haven't talked about anything specific, and we are getting ready to go. So if you got something to say about that, throw it in there right now, because we're over 30 minutes and it's New Year's Eve. Daniel says, do not fear a share dilution. I think that this is coming out of what they've been authorized to sell. So this was the thing that we all had a vote on a couple of months ago about issuing more shares. This is just them issuing some of the shares now. Oh, the securities purchase agreement. Okay, the 125 million. Yes, we did touch on that, and in my opinion, it is. And that's what we were just talking about. It's just them getting the money to keep them solvent for a year, because they've always said that they're going to keep enough cash on hand to remain solvent. And this being the end of the quarter, I think they wanted to replenish the money that they've spent. So that's my opinion of it. And that being said, We are going to get... Oh, Super Chat. I've got to say his name again. And I got to thank you, and I'm going to. Kenkenye Nachi Quinioso. Thank you for the Super Chat. I appreciate that. Let me know how I did on that name. I'm just kind of curious. So everyone, we're going to go Happy New Year. Thanks for being here today. I appreciate you guys showing up on this day of all days where you probably want to be with your family, not with me. But thank you for being here. And we will